Hi, this is Mary Flower, and today I'm going to do another page in my book of Monzzers. This is the one I had before with, his name is Flub, and he tried to grow a plant, and it has a lot of ridiculous things in it, like the mop and spoons, forks, and all sorts of things that just don't seem right together. So I want to go back here, and I have a page that I'll show you the page I'm going to use here, if I can find it now. Okay, this is the page I'm going to use, and I'm going to show you a little bit of my layout. I'm going to make two Monzzers in love, and I drew this quick drawing here so that I can make two Monzzers that are intertwining in their neck, but that was just my quick drawing. But what I came up with is this, and then I will show you kind of how I do this now. I have this fantastic paper, and I don't even know what it is, but it's almost like see-through. It's almost like very see-through. I can see through it very easily here, like transparent tracing paper or something. And what I'm going to do is, I don't normally care for the things from Paris when people make, I don't know, I'm just not a fan of it. But I did find this Paris designer paper, and I may have gotten it in a closeout, or maybe even over at the thrift store, because sometimes they have things like this, whole things. So I am going to use this because I do like the idea of it for my Monzzers. And so it has some really, really pretty colors in it. Beautiful colors. And so I'm going to use that Paris theme on my Monzzers today. I have chosen these papers here. And so I'll show you that. Sometimes I'll paint these, and sometimes I'll use designer paper. Sometimes I'll just, however I want to do it at the time. So what I'm going to do is start with, this is the female one, this is the male one, and it's actually going to be coming around like this. And so I'm going to start with her right here. And so before I do, I will need my stapler, because this is what I do. So I'm going to sit here. And now that I have my design, I have to do a certain amount of it at a time. And so I'm going to start out with this, because I want one coming from here and one coming from the side. And so what I do, I'll just do it and you watch, and then maybe talk over it in a little bit here. I like to staple it so that it stabilizes it. Now I chose this page because I like the gold on it, and I like this background of the hearts. So what I'm going to do is start with it over about right here. Let's see, I have it approximately about right here. So and I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I'm going to put this on here, and before I even get started, so that it'll kind of give a little bit of shadowing even before I begin here. Here we go. Before I do this, I will be taking be sure to put a paper under you that if you do this, it's it's a magic marker, and you don't want it to bleed through on your desk here. I like to do this so it gives an edge, and when you have the shadowing behind it, it kind of is a continuation of it, and it'll show up a little better. Okay. Then I'll do some shading afterwards, but I want to first glue this down. The gold on here has a little bit of a shine on it, and so I don't have the light directly on here because it might be a little bit glaring here. So used to teach when I used to teach little children, I told them, if you have glue on your hands, put it right in the middle of your hand and then rub it off. It'll be a lot better. So what I want to do, as you can see, a little bit of the shadowing now is I can okay, now one thing about this paper is it must be linen or something, because it's really, really tough. I should have left that together, I guess. Okay, put that back together because I need to just trace it. I thought I could cut it, but I'm not going to. Okay, and take the next one, and I'll have to do this in pieces because I have this piece now, and so I'll need a piece here and one here. And it's sort of like a puzzle here that we will be doing. And I learned this technique a little bit when I used to work at a felt factory, and you had to do it in pieces like so. And so with this, I'm going to use the smaller flowers that are really similar, but and it doesn't hurt to really staple this because it holds it in place. I'll leave this here for to look at it. So my next piece. And when I'm cutting this, I try to leave the staples in place as long as I can, like so. So I start over here to stabilize it. Okay, there's my next pieces. Now I need to figure out where they go. So this one will be going across over here, and this one here, and this one here, because it'll be going, I may have cut that backwards. Yep, I think I did. Let's see. No, that goes there. Just needs a little correcting, I think. So with this, I can even use, oh, this is my green pencil. Okay, where's my black? There it is. Okay, so then where did my other piece go? Oh, here it is, right here. Okay, we'll glue that on. And some of this stuff can be worked on afterwards, but if I get the main pieces in place, then that's what I need to do. Okay. Baby wipes are a great thing to use. Keep your hands clean on something like this. See, and then I want to do this layout. I'm going to do the next section, which will be, maybe it'd be best for me to do his head. So I think it would be best for me to do this section here. Then I will also do his head, but now with the hair, you lay it over the top here. I want to get this funny ear. And this section. And then this section. Now, these pieces right here will be out of the stripe, and his head, I'm going to make it sort of an off white color, but he will be shaded with some green that kind of matches here. So what I want to do is, now what this one will probably have to be done in 2 different sections, because I do want it to do a little bit of a bend. So what I have to do is take this, and I mostly want to put this on here as much to give the flow of the stripes here for the most part. You'll see what I mean here in just a minute. There's that one. I'm going to one thing I do like about designer paper is that they do color coordinating that is that really is right on, and so that's sort of nice. And I have used designer paper with my a lot of my paper dolls, but yes and no. Some I just do whatever it takes. It's more like so. Then this piece, I think I can do it on the same. I like to try and get several of the sides so that it holds it in place a lot better. We'll do this one in a minute here. So Okay, so I need to get all my pieces together first. And now I have to figure out how I lay them on here. So we'll take this here. Let's see, I think this one will be going. See if I can figure this out now. It's sort of my puzzle now. So we got this much. I'm going to do this here.